promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut. I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut. I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut. I promise I'm gonna make a scene. Got lights, cameras, action, but I promise that I won't be seen.
My name is Theodore.
My name is
and I
Markeisha.
am about 8 years old.
You 8?
And I'm 10.
9 years.
I was diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and PTSD.
Okay, do you recall what happened 6 years ago?
Okay.
I got taken away.
I don't really remember.
It felt like I was fighting a losing battle.
I felt sad, mad.
If there was one thing that you could tell a child going through the same
I just
thing.
wanted
Okay,
to
what's the
tell
hardest part about it? Easiest part to deal with?
There was a lot of obstacles, but I overcame them.
Children, just know that it will be alright.
Before I begin telling my story, I must give warning that this story may potentially trigger some people who have similar background stories and current situations. I cried reflecting on the past event. However, if we can find the strength to get through this story, you may find some valuable information throughout my story. If you don't think you can, I understand, and you don't have to endure the agony, guilt, or the emotions. Just remember you're strong and will come out victorious if you never give up. You can still leave questions in the comments, and I will try to help you even if you can't continue. I was dead inside, but I had a couple friends at work. I tried confiding in them, and initially it was fine until I got scolded for saying I was depressed while smiling. I was told I shouldn't play about that. Depression is a very serious issue. I choked back the tears as I immediately grew upset. I would never play about depression. My smile was because that's how I cope with awkward situations. I had went to a herbalist with my daughter's father, and he explained there are 5 levels of depression. I was at a 4. The 4th stage of depression is where you're able to function as normal with depression. It's also known as high functioning depression. With this level, it could usually only be detected by someone who knows you very well, and when it is mentioned, is when you break down. There were other situations that occurred that caused me to distance myself from them, and I finally met another friend, and from her, I made more friends. I also had a friend that I met prior to the situation through my daughter's dad. And more friends came, and even a male friend. I grew close with them, and they learned the situation. They saw me vulnerable and strong. They confided in me. They encouraged me. They looked after me, and I did the same in return. I made friends with security guards. I made friends with supervisors and coaches. I was surrounded by people who wanted to see me succeed just as much as I wanted them to. I even found a friend that I met in my youth that worked at my job. She found one of my secret talents. Next thing I knew, I agreed to do karaoke. We sang, and then I connected with another coworker who also became my friend. These ladies and gentlemen made my life without my children more tolerable. The girls' nights were golden from my aching heart. The talks and conversation, movies, laughs and giggles, and the alcohol. Even them encouraging a relationship with my male friend. It brings a smile to my face just thinking about it. My male friend was one of the best. Even though the ladies surrounded me with happiness and love, he was a safe haven and peace. To me, he felt like home should feel. I was very fond of him, and I was convinced he was fond of me as well, and we had a connection that was hard to explain, but it was very strongly felt by everyone around us. I also had some undesirable experiences as well within the workplace, but the thing that overpowered most of those were outside and happened outside of work, and mostly irrelevant to the topic at hand. So back to the situation.
I shine so bright,